Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Hopefully, I hit the right buttons. It's been a little while, so just getting back into it. How are y'all doing? How's it going? Hopefully, all the things are up. Just try to see if I can see the messages. Let's see. Okay. All right. All right. I think we're doing it. I think it's happening. It's happening. We're here. Welcome back. Woo! Probably way more excitement than necessary for this morning. But just in case you haven't noticed, I've definitely been sharing a little bit more in the stories lately, been sharing more posts about things that have been going on and stuff that's coming up. And I figured, what better time than now to jump back on after I think almost close to 2 months of not doing any of the Freedom Tea Talks. And I was even playing around with the idea of just doing them privately and allowing you all the opportunity to check out the podcast as you're available or the YouTube videos. And then I remembered I actually kind of dig doing this just a little bit. But over that break, some of the things that came up or happened, and I might have to put my sweater on in a minute, so you guys are going to see how not tall I am as I have to hop off of this chair to get my sweater. Oh, is that one, there is a necessity to take a break. If I am out here talking all about femininity and giving myself chances and breaks and asking for help and resources, um, then that means that I too have to kind of take in what it is I'm talking about. So that looked like taking a break as I navigated through the past couple of months. There have been a lot of events, and I'm definitely going to be running down what those events were, what things are coming up. So, what's been cooking in the background, because periodically we'll let you guys know like something's happening, it's coming up. And the more we have things coming up and happening, the more there's a necessity to share about it. Over the summer months, this is usually a time when people like to get really active and do a bunch of stuff. And I can definitely say I have been embracing that and taking some of that in. I've been hanging out a lot more with the friends, with special people and family. And this has also been a period of like graduation season, just different transitional things. And we're coming up close to the end of, what is this, the second quarter? So people are about to be setting new goals if they haven't already. If their lives haven't been planned out for the next year in advance, this is a great time to be closing out books and looking at what are the things that I am going to take from these first 2 quarters of the year and bring into this third quarter, this summer quarter, this hotter weather season. And I know I just put the sweater on, but it's starting to get a little bit cooler in here. So I want to make sure that I am not out here freezing. Um, Oh, okay. And periodically I will be looking down so I can check the messages and notes because, you got to have your team sharing information with you. So I need to make sure that I don't miss any of it. So back to this recognizing how the first quarter went and just all the things that took place, all the stuff that was in the works that had to start at the end of the prior year. And for those things that kind of came up or popped up, if it was a hell yes, then we were all in, and me and my team were in the background doing what we have to do, having the meetings, recording the information, sending the info out, and making sure you guys are aware of it. During that second quarter, I would say there's many burnout that could have taken place, and energetically, maybe others noticed it too, where you did a whole lot, new year, new me, all the things, and recognize winter time or that first part of the year is actually a great time to rest and hibernate. So it's not that you can't start new things, but maybe giving yourself a little more permission to go at a flow or pace that works for you. Going into the second quarter, when it's spring, things are starting to bloom. All that stuff that got planted in the winter, the end of the last year into this new year, that was a great time for things to start blooming, blossoming, and like building those new connections and relationships. As we're closing out the season of it, I hope that you all are having the same experiences that I'm having, which is there are events or things that are coming up, and you want to be in alignment with them. There are people you want to work with, partner with, jobs or opportunities that you're looking to explore, and giving yourself permission and grace to go ahead and explore those, especially the ones that are outside of your norm that you wouldn't normally go for, but you got that little tingle on the inside and we're like, I'm doing it. I'm going for it. For myself, just like I said, a little mini recap. I would say during the month of January, and this is just from what we can recall so far. So if you were to do a deep dive of all my posts, I'm sure you see a whole lot more. But at the end of, I'll just go back to the end of 2023. We had our second Goddess Vibes Unleashed Summit. It was a 2-day one versus the 14-day one from last year around May. We closed out the year with that. I really wish you guys, if you didn't catch it, you definitely should have, because there was some really phenomenal women as usual. The first one had phenomenal women and men, but phenomenal women sharing their process and what it looked like for them to start caring for themselves more. So the ways that they were embodying their femininity while still also going hard, having businesses, having families, doing all the things, and still finding that space and grace to start doing the things that light them up more consistently, and being sure that as they do it, it definitely was the things that they wanted to have happen. Going into January, you may remember the Strong Friends Boot Camp, where we discussed and explored different types of friends. And these different friend types are not like indicative to just women. It's pretty much within groups of friends in general. If you ever take a group of friends, and that TV show Friends is probably a good illustration of it, there's usually people playing different roles. So each of us as individuals, we definitely have our things that are us. But when we're in different atmospheres or different groups of people or locations or different roles that we have in our lives, we find ourselves also playing different parts. And we play those different parts either to support, appease, or address some other things that need to happen within the dynamics. Usually there's someone that's kind of like an alpha or a strong friend, and then there's like the okay friend that's just there for support all the time. And you have that mystery friend that you just never know. They just might pop off and do something, but you just know they're there. And then you have that goddess friend that seems to be the most well-rounded, because they are. They're able to take aspects of all those other different friend types, pull it together, and shift as necessary, which is showing that great range of like how to maximize feminine and masculine energy, how to show up for oneself, how to then present and be the best version of you for that day and be comfortable with what that looks like. As we moved right along, um, so we did the Strong Friends Boot Camp. We opened up the Goddess Friends Lab. Great opportunities there to take in how you can do things, and who knows, it may be circling back around. We also moved into a space of doing the Hips and Heart Openers yoga workshop. So that wasn't live in-person event. I genuinely missed doing live in-person events. There was something about the pandemic that was really beneficial to me, and at the same time I realized, oh, I do like being around people in small spurts for specific reasons, limited periods of time. Being able to do that workshop gave me an opportunity to get back and share one of my joys or passions, which is yoga, and being able to incorporate all the other things that I do into one workshop in a short amount of time, as well as having pretty awesome folks come and collaborate with me, was something that I was like, yes, we need to do this every single month. And reevaluating, that shifted. We offered one additional time and definitely canceled because something didn't click, and it could have been the rain, who knows, but it didn't. With that being said, moving right along, we were able to, at Over Your Greater Self, support with the Mom CEO conference with one of my lovely friends, Maria, and be able to just share more ways of how moms are being CEOs and what that looks like, and had real live in person like opportunities to witness what that looked like, even in our own interview. As we moved right along into March, we were able to support my lovely friend Amy with Unlocking Intimacy. And I feel honored to have been a guest at her summits for a couple of times now, and to be able to share insight about different ways to have qualifying conversations and communicate about needs and how to address what that looks like when it comes to intimacy, sex, and all of the above. April, as you know, big Aries energy. So I was doing everything in the most. And I think I seriously just barely started slow down on the partying from that. So my birthday week, went to Arizona, met in a mastermind, created some content, spent good time with people, spent time with family, also dropped The Girl Be Selfish, like started contributing in that book. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that dropped in April too. So that whole month of April, being able to support Stephanie Flygar in the Dating After Divorce Women's Summit. So again, speaking to these qualifying conversations and like lightening the mood around dating, because life is already hard enough. Why would you make something that you have to start all over again even harder? Keep it easy. Let it be fun. In May, as you may have been seeing, I have been promoting one of my business coaches that over the past 2 years since I've been introduced has been, you know how you keep like secrets to yourself and you have these instrumental things and you're like, oh, I'm totally going to do this and I'm doing that. And then you check, you get more support, you get more resources, you have more opportunities to connect with more amazing people because of that community. And you're able to bring things forward and like present those opportunities. I am historically a person that is a hoarder of great things. I will typically keep it all to myself and not share it with people because I want to have that experience for me. Some of the evolution and part of that downtime of not doing the tea talks and not giving everything all the time allowed me to come back to a space of wanting to share more and wanting to share in a bigger way. So currently, we're literally in open cart. So by the time you see this, open cart for the one time a year that one of my business coaches um, offers his coaching program to the world, that people have the opportunity to become digital CEOs and really start to transform. What does it look like to migrate from providing maybe even direct services or starting a business if you've never had one, but wherever you're at in that stage of entrepreneurship and being the CEO of a business, since we already are our own CEOs of our lives, his process, his program, his Lego manual information, it is all literally there for you. There's like nothing that probably isn't there. And if it isn't, the access to the community of folks that are there, you will get the questions answered hands down, no matter what. Because of that, I am absolutely, and this is like shameless plug, I am absolutely doing an affiliate with him and offering the opportunity for people to sign up with me specifically, in which case I will be offering some bonuses over $3,000 value. One of them being my upcoming event that is happening next month in July. I will be hosting another in person event. It is called the Greater Self Experience. So we will be taking that snippet of what the Hips and Heart Openers workshop was and like expanding, adding, pouring into. You will come in, however, and you will leave thoroughly full, satiated, like you're ready to go take on the world, do the most, and also do it at a pace that works for you. You will have the opportunity to do yoga, have some guided meditations, have some discussions on what does it really mean to embrace femininity and masculinity, and how do these things even work and go together, and how does that look for you as yourself. So how do we access that authentic version of you by taking these concepts and incorporating it in there? We'll also, of course, be eating great food. And then there will be a chance to capture how you came in and capture how you leave and have, a mini photo shoot. So you can like embody that good feeling that you leave with, that you curated and created. I was just there to facilitate and move the things around so it can be accessed the way that you need it. But I want to make sure that you walk away with an embodied expression of yourself. With that being said, there will also be an opportunity, and this is kind of a light call out for vendors that maybe have healing or holistic or tools that will be beneficial and helpful. I'll obviously be selling merchandise and um, some greater self merchandise, and might even have a new little something something to offer here. Um, that, I won't say it's top secret, but haven't shared it yet because it's still in the works. So we're still cooking up stuff over here, but things that I will be able to offer for you to embrace a greater version of yourself. So again, any vendors that have some holistic healing type things, please feel free to reach out to me so I can see about getting you involved and having hopefully we're back. I think we just lost Wi-Fi for a quick moment. Un momento. Um, Also this month, just came back. I don't know, things like a week or two ago. Like the days just keep blending together from having the opportunity to not only be a vendor but a speaker at the Hustle and Motivate. I don't say Hustle and Flow. Clearly, I'm watching movies lately and chilling out in my downtime. Um, but to be a vendor and a speaker, to be able to share my experience of what it's like getting into a space of being able to be a business, as well as what does the real life look like and how can you do that in the space of, embracing that femininity. So, um, oh, I forgot to even tell you guys, like the things I was going to be offering bonus wise when you do sign up with me. I could just say, how about you check out the link, or I can just drop some quick snippets and then you can go check out the link. And I'm pretty sure all of them have been posted for you. So you don't even have to go search for far. So, one, you would be able to be a VIP at my Greater Self Experience. So, yes, that means you would have to come to Los Angeles if you don't already live here. Um, Two, I'll be hosting a private BBD weekend party, 4-part series. So we'll be partying for 4 weekends in a row, or maybe we'll space it out. It depends on what works best for you all, so that you have a chance to ask more questions or things that maybe might feel a little scary to ask in a larger group, but to have that support and get real honed in on what it is you want to do and how you want to do it and what's the best way for you to access the most out of BBD and the community and all the content that's available to you, because there's so much. I think the part that most resonated with me was the leadership component as well as the actual launch processes. It's like, okay, we followed these steps. And then within the leadership part, I would say that is one of the areas that continuously I'm able to grow as well as help other people do. And it's not that I didn't do that already, but being able to recognize where I have the opportunity to grow, I am positive that my team has appreciated the more consistency that I've been able to do, and not sporadically doing everything all the time, but getting more honed in on, okay, got all this energy. How can we direct it in a place and a location that makes the most sense? Um, I will also be offering, um, everybody's going to get an individual coaching thing with me. So aside from the BBD weekend party, you're going to get an opportunity to directly work with me, which I don't do very many one-on-one coaching calls because I don't want to, more than anything. And because there's so much value that you're getting, it's like, the price tag on it can, it's got some feelings to it. Definitely worth it and valuable. And what you walk away with, there's no person that hasn't coached with me, or whether it was in group or individual, that did not walk away with something of value. They may be making millions right now. Who knows? Actually, I do know. And some of them are. Anyhow, we would be embracing my pay me first with love and like really going deeper into what does that look like for you. So yes, there's a free resource of it right this minute, but to have your own personalized version, and I would share feedback with you on how that goes through, a shared document that only you and my team would have access to make sure that you do get all the resources that you need, would be an offer, as well as you would get access to the audio, visual, and written, um, mind body self concept that I did. Actually, I did it fresh off of, I think, being a part of the Rise of the Digital CEO 2 years ago, when the live audience was an option, and all of us amazing folks that still keep in touch had a chance to come, show up, be scared poopless. I came in there as a time management therapist, time management coach to therapist, and today clearly the evolution of the work that has been done allowed me to really hone in more into what it is I do. Do I help people manage their time? Absolutely. But the way that I do it, why I do it, and what that looks like, and how they can go about doing it in a way that makes sense is being able to spend their time in the places that they care about most. And that requires not being stuck in one energy more than the other and being so go, go, go that you don't give yourself the opportunity to allow others to help you or to ask to even notice that you need help in the first place. So instead of being super strong friends all the time, how do we embody that goddess friend type and using our feminine and masculine in the ways they're meant to be and in the ways that are most supportive to us? So, time management coach and therapist to femininity integrator. I think I like it. I'm here for it. Um, let's see. So, things we have coming up are, like I said, the Greater Self Experience, which will be happening in July. We will be partnering with the Zula Den. So if you're familiar with LA, if you're not, that's okay. Just look at our post. It's really pretty and beautiful there. There's a super nice space to do work with. And Bar is a sweetheart. Appreciate her so much. So I expect to see everybody there. Like, and we will pack the place out and do some really great, awesome things together. As well as, I think in August, there's some things coming up, and you'll see more about that here shortly. The kind of skipping over September, which means September might be a great time for something new to be popping up. So be on the lookout. This is a note to the team itself. Something in September will be happening. Don't know yet, but something in September. And then in October, definitely got some things coming up and some stuff in the works in different locations. So, if you happen to be around or you want to make a special trip, come through. Got some great things coming up for you. Let me keep checking. Okay. All right. I'm not missing any of the messages that I'm aware of. So I'm definitely curious to find out and get from you guys, like, should we keep Freedom Tea Talks, or maybe what would it look like to move to Freedom Fridays? There may be some polls or some things like that that may be coming out and questions asked. I've been listening to the polls that we've been asking in our special group. So whether you're on IG, whether you're on Facebook, and what people said they wanted and what I was offering is what is happening in the greater self experience. So having a chance to come shift your mindset, like explore, like, what are my beliefs and thoughts and what things can be shifted? How do I want to see myself and access an authentic version of myself? And then what does it look like to also move my body to incorporate that? And then leave with some mantras, affirmations, or meditations that are going to be supported towards maintaining it, as well as eating good food. Because if you're not eating good food and having some nice tea and stuff, I didn't even drink any of my tea. My lovely cup that I got from, what is that place called? Sedona, from one of the lovely little restaurants there. If you're not eating good food and drinking good things or having a great time, like, what are you doing? And what are you missing out on? You may also start to see some more photos of all the fun and all the things that have been happening throughout my weekends or weekdays. And I can't promise that I'm going to share a whole bunch more because I really like being in the moment, but I can tell you, you will catch snippets. And these are the things that I've been able to create and allow myself to enjoy fully, because I am better at integrating that balance of taking a break, of not being so burnt out, excuse me, and worn out that, like, I can't even function. I can't help my clients. I can't help myself. I can't help my family. So being able to find these spaces and places of, when do I need a break? How do I want to go about it? And how can I still consistently show up as the best version of myself? Um, requires it requires vulnerability. It requires you being comfortable with the idea of it not being perfect and jumping in there first. Oh, I forgot to mention, it's probably another book that's about to come out. I'm going to go with two for the rest of this year. So if you are wondering, yes, and if you possibly had a desire to be a part of one of the books that maybe I might have been a part of, you should definitely hit me up in the DM so we can make sure that if there's still space left, because I know it was super limited because my friend just be moving it through and making it happen, you can definitely jump on there and get in before it's too late. Because around about August, expect something great to be coming along the lines of freedom. So I think for the most part, those are kind of the updates. And taking that break was totally a personal, I need a minute to recalibrate, to relook at my schedule, to look at the changes and transitions that were happening for me personally. Nothing bad, just things that need to change, like schedules with kids, my life, you know, people I deal with, like all those things, and looking at how can I do that in a way that's supportive to me, as well as what will be the best way to still show up, re-hone in on what are my priorities and goals, and make sure that I'm doing it again in a way that's going to work for me, that I'm not going to be so burnt out that I've overextended myself to everything and everyone. Um, Over time, you may notice, yes, there are spurts where I have way more energy and I'm on here and I'm doing the things, I'm showing the stuff. And then there's times when I'm not. Both times, great things are happening. Just because someone doesn't show everything all the time doesn't mean it isn't happening. But sometimes things are more intimate and private. And when you put yourself in a position to be a public figure or to run a business, that's probably the biggest key. When you decide that you're going to do something that requires people to look at you, giving yourself permission to still be a human being and take that for what it is, take the breaks you need, ask for the help you need, ask for the support you need, and it being different and not being exactly the same every single time, again, requires a level of vulnerability as well as you being comfortable with just because it may not work for everyone else doesn't mean that I need to be a martyr. hmm I don't know who needed to hear that this morning, but nobody's getting awards for being a martyr. Mm, mm, mm. There's something about tea or coffee in the morning. Woo, it does something for me. Um, So yeah, can we not be martyrs? Can we get the help? Can we seek the services from people that can expedite our time and our process on getting to a place? People reach out for therapy because they recognize, all right, I've been trying to fix it on my own. Maybe I've been talking to all my friends. Maybe some of your friends are even therapists. And I can tell you right now, as a friend, I show up real different than I do as a therapist. Not a whole lot, fairly similar, but it's different. Reach out to people when you need help and support. Reaching out to a therapist helps you get your mind into a space where hopefully it also allows you to start to get your body and other things in order. But there are people that can help with every single thing. And if they've already gone through what you're trying to go through, why wouldn't you go seek help from them directly who can expedite your learning time? Back in the day, we would have to go find like encyclopedias and look stuff up. Like, you don't even have to do that anymore. You can literally get on the internet, Google some stuff, and get a lot of answers. However, if someone who has already done all that work, put those hours in training, hours in degrees, hours in certifications, hours in life lived, and they can offer this information to you at whatever price point, at what point do you become worth it to allow yourself permission to receive it? So, and to be fair, I know my accountant has definitely asked me to simmer myself because I'd be like, oh, I'll pay for that because I don't want to do it. Um, Ask yourself in this moment, especially with this open cart happening right now for a whole system that allows you to be a digital CEO and the support of someone who's gone through the process multiple times in the hot seat, in the public eye, and, just trying not to pass out in the process of all of doing something I had never done before and being willing to put myself out there so that I could move into a different space of now I do my tea talks when I want to do my tea talks. I schedule my clients for therapy around the hours I want to schedule them. I choose to host workshops as it makes sense and partner with other people, businesses, and other providers of the exact same services to give people a greater experience. Being able to do that did not come from me being scared to ask for help. It's when I started asking for help that things started to shift and change. At a certain point, being a therapist and helping all these other people and knowing that I was struggling in life. Oh, I totally forgot one other thing. I'm going to have to go upstairs and go grab them. I got these jellies that I've been taking, and I wanted to try them first for a couple of weeks before I said anything or mentioned them too much. Of course, my girlfriend already tagged me because I'm on her team. Uh, don't worry, those links will be there for that too. It's in my things I use links. But I started using these jellies that have allowed me to hone in even more on my stability emotionally, physically, and all the things. So going back to, I don't know, maybe 2015, yeah, somewhere around there, 2015, 2014, still working on like doctor degree, yoga certification, Reiki things. I still had two children that I'm raising by myself, buying houses, buying new cars, and then losing significant amounts of income, like thousands per month, for some really silly reasons, but it is what it is. And gaining probably the most weight I had ever gained before in my life. Um, Having been a veteran, all these things, a cheerleader, like all this stuff, and then being at that like rock bottom and knowing I cannot keep doing this. This is not working. I would say, since we just come fresh off of Father's Day, I can thank my father for literally punking me. And I mean that literally punking me into meeting with some people to start doing some health coaching. And at that point in time, was able to start the shift that I needed, partnered up with one of my friends that was a trainer, got what I needed from there, learned what I needed for myself. Like there's always this mutual learning from the folks that I do call my friends or that I do work with. Um, Started getting my body right by what I was eating, how I was moving it, getting more sleep, making making choices to do work that I actually liked. Now, to be fair, I've always had a million jobs at once historically. It's not that that isn't the same right now, but the difference is having multiple things that I do and love is hands down 10 times way better than doing 50 million things like and trading hours for dollars. Part of this digital CEO process is shifting that. Instead of trading all your hours for direct dollars, which require you to show up all the time, do all the things, how can you take something you already know, you're already great at, or maybe you're starting to share because it's a deep passion for you, share it with other folks and put it into a way that really makes sense and allows you to not only give to other people still, but give back to yourself time, money, energy, all the things. So, do I do a lot still? I wouldn't say a lot. I do enough now. Enough, and I feel good about it. I'm able to show up for the things. I'm able to take the breaks and make the difference. Um, these jellies that I speak of, I don't feel compelled to just name the company so much as you will see the links, you will see the stuff, you will know what I'm talking about. Other people use their products for pain management. I haven't tried it yet. I'm kind of like, I'm going to just suck it up and take all this pain physically for right now so I don't accidentally forget that I'm hurt when I do get hurt. But having been at those rock bottom spots and getting a therapist, seeking support with medication to like get some sense of like, I can't sleep, but I can't stay awake. I'm worried about not being able to sleep. I'm worried about not being able to wake up. Like that cycle, that anxiety, depression cycle, and still needing to show up and perform and produce and support other people. Whew, talk about having some big feelings over there. I was over there, big feeling out and struggling. So I definitely sought support on all the different levels. Medical doctors, like I said, trainers, health coaches, any kind of thing that you can think of. I was like, how much? Because I can't keep doing this. And they were able to help expedite that process. Do I get some opportunities to relearn those things and revisit? Absolutely. The greatest part about it is having access to things you can come back to later and later. If you signed up, another plug for BBD, and you were to work with me directly as well as obviously my coach James, you would always have lifetime access to the information that's there. You can always revisit and rejoin whenever you need to get whatever you're looking for out of it. As updates happen, you will get access to those things too. So, with that being said, if there is anything that I can leave you all with for this, what's today? Tuesday, this lovely Tuesday, as I finish off my tea for the day, is that if somebody else can give you the answers to the questions you have or pique your curiosity to ask better questions so that you can get better answers and have better experiences, why wouldn't you check them out and find out what's it worth to you? How much are you worth to you? Because sometimes people say, oh, I think $10,000 is too much money. Well, you don't think you're worth $10,000? And FYI, not a thing that I'm mentioning is costing $10,000. The value, exponentially more, but the cost, significantly like 3 times less. Just putting that out there, giving you a little point of reference. But if you don't think that you are worth 10,000, like, why would anybody else? And why would people treat you like you were if you don't believe it? So, some of the things that can change your shift, having access to the greater self experience next month, that you can start honing in on that authentic, amazing version of you. Signing up for BBD now so you don't miss out on this opportunity. And then getting access to BBD weekend parties and the self care. What is it? Pay myself first with love, specialized, uh, working with me one on one, and access to some other things that you can just kind of listen to, the mind body self recordings. There's books, there's audio, there's video that you can run that through and repeat that to help you get your mind, body, and self like into a space where you can function and do what you need to do. These are all things that I'm giving you when you sign up for BBD. Otherwise, if you just want to go straight to the greater self experience, by all means, click that particular link and I'll see you there. But if you can let someone else, ding, 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 me, minimally, help you get through some stuff and work some things out, get some more alignment with your mind, your body, and who it is you want to be, and being able to see yourself as others genuinely probably already see you as amazing and great, wouldn't it be kind of fun to do it and do it together? Well, if you're interested, I won't say if you're interested, everybody's interested, but if you're ready to kind of not be scared and take that leap, by all means, check out the different links that we've got for you guys and make sure you sign up. Give yourself a chance to be a digital CEO. Give yourself an opportunity to work from multiple places and have different experiences. Also, feel free to come check me out in person and get access to all the energy you see on the internet, but in real life. And then walk away with your own amazing energy and know that you gave yourself, like, for pennies, the opportunity to really experience a good version of you. Also, if there happen to be some photographers out there that were like, maybe I'd like to be a part of this and see what this experience could be like, not only could you participate, but talk to me, DM me. I'm looking forward to it. So I will be seeing you all on the internet more frequently again. Still looking at Tuesdays at this point, maybe pop in on a Friday or two. Um, and the time will vary as my schedule varies. But you got these days, you have access to go check out the podcast afterwards. Believe it or not, they're still there. It still works. You can use the links. You can check us out on YouTube. You can shoot us a message by email. You can text us. I mean, email is info@greaterself.org. You can text or call us at, what is it? 855-626-7770. Any of the things. So do feel free to check us out. Reach out to us. If you got any questions, like, you can hit me in the DM. I do respond. Somebody might have to remind me to, but I will. And if you haven't joined any of my specialized groups where I share other information there that other people don't get access to that are free, feel free to join it. Who knows? There may be a membership coming back where there might be opportunities to do some of the things in person at the Greater Self Experience, but online. So that way you get to do it from the comfort of your home or the location you're currently at. I think I may have said about everything. I don't know if there's anything else that I maybe missed, and coming back from having taken a break from intentionally being on a Tuesday with the Freedom Tea Talks. Yeah, I guess I look forward to seeing y'all around and being back and dropping some more gems as we go through the summer months, because it's getting hot outside. People start doing hot body stuff, and why not get a little support with how that's working for you. So I will be seeing y'all soon. Be on the lookout for these jellies I speak of, or this pain medication, because sometimes, get a little older, get a little crick here, a little crick there. You want little cream to smooth that on out. And having a jelly that helps you. I won't say it replaces like medication for stuff, but what I can say is if you're putting things into your body that allow you to be more stable and secure and like the right things are happening at the right paces, like why wouldn't you? Maybe that can be our next one. I'll share stuff that I use. You'll get access to the links. And then, yep, you too can embody a greater version of yourself. Well, y'all, it's been real. It's been way longer than I've done in a long time. So clearly I missed you all. I appreciate y'all, and I can't wait to jump back on here on a regular basis. Obviously, holiday vacation pending. Well, y'all have an amazing day. And yeah, I'll see y'all soon.